Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Let me get rid of these. Hi. I just finished scoping for my group, and I just had people hanging out. And my husband went to work, so I am going to hang out until my battery dies and I don't have anything left to scope with. If you don't know who I am, I'm Kathy Grillo of kathygrillodesign. Thank you for being here. This is where you can find me. Follow me. Please do. So now I am on my private time, so feel free to ask anything you want. We can go off subject. We can stay here. You can ask questions, and I'll let you know whether I'm going to answer them or not. I'm working on Maximus here, so I'm just going to continue kind of playing around with him and talking with you guys, if that's okay with you. Oh, so what else is anybody else up to today? I just got done doing the LDCC art block, and I was having so much fun hanging out and talking to everybody, I decided to continue here on my own. So I'm just nitpicking at this dog here. This is Maximus. He's a German Shepherd. This is a digital oil painting. Oh, I don't need brush control. I want my color. Close that, close it. As always, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I love talking about my art or showing different art or answering any questions, so it's all good. And we can talk about anything now that I'm not in an official art block scope. So right now what I'm doing is trying to add some real dark color on this side of the eye to bring this eye socket forward on his face. I will try to explain what I do as I do it, because I like educating people and giving them ideas, and if they are an artist, they can learn, or maybe give you a different idea of a technique, or who knows. I have several people who I talk to on Messenger that send me their art to look at. So I want to lighten up some of this little flippy-doos here. I don't want these to be straight anyway. You want them to look natural. I just don't want them to be as dark on the edge. I'd rather have them be a little lighter. So this is without the sketch. When I do my sketch and I paint on top of it, just kind of like you would on a regular canvas, my canvas just happens to be my monitor. That's all. I do have a studio and I do other art, so I'm not strictly just on my computer. And I use my digital art just like I would regular art. So, the only favor I would ask of you guys is I have a dream for this year. I want to be a Periscope VIP. And in order to be a Periscope VIP, I have to start averaging 200 viewers on my scopes. So if you think this is halfway decent, I would appreciate it if you'd like just share with your followers, and maybe I mean, they don't have to be here for the whole time, but if I could get 200 people on average, then I can apply for the bronze VIP. I don't know what it really gives you. I just won't know I want it. I just know I want it. It's just a goal. At my age, you know, I don't really have the, I mean, I am working this to be, you know, it'd be nice to have this as a little business for the rest of my life. That would be great. But I mean, it's not like I'm looking to really be a you know, like a superstar or something, I guess. I don't know what you would say. So I just have to set my own little goals. I don't have like graduation or anything to look forward to. Gives me something to work forward to this year. Last year it was just getting out. I have only been doing this since January. I got this digital program on my tablet for Christmas last year. And then after the holidays, I just started teaching myself how to do it. So I've only been self-teaching myself since last January. So I'm fairly new at this. And so after I practiced last year and I felt that I got halfway decent, about April last year, yeah, I'm going to say April. It was probably about April. I said, you know what? You're not getting any younger. What's the worst that can happen is nobody's going to like your art. Put yourself out there. And so that's when I started kathygrillodesigns. And I had a friend who actually helped me because the butterfly that's my symbol was used for Mental Health Awareness Month last year. And I needed to have a place, honestly, for people to respond to that. And so she set up my page on Facebook for me. And then I started doing these scopes with the groups, and here I am, almost a year later. And if you go back on my Facebook page or my Instagram, you could really see how much I've improved in just a year. And I like to use that to show people what practicing does. If you get out here and practice, you'd be amazed how much you can improve. You can improve if you just draw every day or almost every day. I try to draw every day, which is what a lot of my little index card sketches are. Because when I'm a nanny, that's my paid job, really. So when I'm at my nanny job, I can take my little index cards out and I can draw. And it's just like training a muscle, you know. You have to train your brain and hand muscles to transfer what you see. So I'm just kind of blending some of this in here. And then we'll put the dark into the light. And I'm using Corel Painter 2017. And this program does a wonderful job of imitating the medium really well. Okay, I want to get a nice dark right by the kind of like hair, how it's darker at the roots. So, I don't know. Alright. It's going to blend in. You're going to have a little bit of the dark here and with that light here. And this is actually lighter right in the middle. So please do ask any questions if there's something you want to know or are interested in. I don't always know what you guys want to know or don't know, and I talk about it so much that sometimes I forget that not everybody has heard it 20 million times like I have. So if I miss your question, don't take it personally. If you are a scoper, you will know, well, some, you know, I wouldn't say a scoper because some people can, you know, it's easy. I mean, if you're an art scoper, you'll know how hard it is to draw and read all the comments at the same time. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to do. It's a skill set you gotta learn. Right, pizza? Ooh, now you made me hungry. Oh, it's pizza. Okay. So he has this sort of gray area. I'm sure. Okay. I was so predictable. I'm on a diet and I can't have pizza, so it just looks very good. My husband had pizza. Him and his friend had pizza last night. I had a big salad. Ugh. And a half a sandwich. I wanted the pizza, damn it. But not for vanity, I'm not on a diet. I'm on a diet because I need to get my sugar levels in control. I don't want to be diabetic. I'm not fat, I just have some high blood sugar. Inherited from my father. Thanks, Dad. So I just have to watch it. So I can't like eat a ton of junk. I have to divvy my junk eating out. Do it a little bit at a time. And since it was just Thanksgiving and I ate all the good stuff at my sister's house, I did not have the pizza yesterday. When you get older, those are the choices you end up having to make. Sorry, kids. Enjoy it now. Enjoy it now while you can. Alright. I'm going to put my sketch back up. I'm going to back off a little bit and start doing... Let me get this picture back in. There's Maximus. There he is. I still have to build up that little edge over here, and I don't quite know how to do it. I'll have to be picking around with it for a little bit. Woo. Did anybody go Black Friday shopping? I do not go Black Friday shopping. I don't like shopping, regular shopping. So, Black Friday shopping was not my jam. Alright. I wanna get this on a little bit. This is called underpainting. And it's just so I don't have to build up the entire layers with individual hairlines. Alright. How they shine for you. Hi, boss. Alright. So this dog, I think he's a little fluffier. Like I drew him a little fluffier around the neck than he really is in real life. But it's kind of how the client sees her puppy. And so that's perfectly fine. Because when I drew him the first time, I think a little more true to this picture, she said that he had a wider, fluffier neck. And so that is what I am doing now, is giving him the fluffier neck. And he probably does, and it might have just been in this picture he doesn't have it. And so when you're doing a commissioned portrait of a specific dog, it's really important to listen to the client and not be offended when they sit there and say, oh, this isn't quite looking like my dog, or this. I mean, they know their dog. It's like their child. So if that's how they see their dog, you have to sit there and say, okay, I will go back and make the changes that you recommended. Hi, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, basically, so when I did the first sketch, she said, oh, he has pointier ears, and he has a bushier face, and I was like, okay. Back to the sketching, and I redid the sketch and sent it back, and then she was like, yes, that's my Maxie, and I said, okay, good job. So I'm looking at his picture, and I know it's not quite as fluffy as in the picture. His neck is not quite as fluffy as she wanted it, but we will give her a fluffier neck. So I'm just kind of filling it in. And we get these shadows. Blend up here. Okay. So this is the tricky part when you're blending a light color into the dark color. You don't want a straight line. It's going to be a gradual blend. And you're going to have little random black hairs in the light color and random light colors into the dark color. So, hi, how are you? Thanks for coming. Spending a little bit of time with me. Alright. So I'm slowly building up into the dark color and bringing it. And the whole time I'm doing this, I am paying attention to my photo over here and the way the hair is going. Because when you're doing somebody's specific dog, you really have to pay attention to those patterns of color, because that's how they recognize their specific German Shepherd. Okay. So I'm just working on these details, blending them in a little bit here. Alright. I love working with the camera too, because I'll look at it through the camera, and it helps give me a little bit of a perspective view on it. Alright, let's step back for a second. So there's my photo reference, and there's where I'm at so far on this portrait. Let me get rid of the sketch here. This is going to have to be loosened up, but I can do that later. This hair is a little too liney for me, but I can come back and like back erase it. Alright! Wait. I'm going to, I am going to underpaint I am going to underpaint the ears. Please feel free to ask any questions if you have questions. If there's anything you want to know. Alright. Where you are. I want to get this light. I think it's a little lighter. Alright, so underpainting is basically, I'm just going to lay down a little bit of color. I'm going to start building up these ears. Okay, so it's basically I'm just creating my shape. And I do not have a whole picture of these ears. So I might have to look at one of my other pictures that I've gotten from these clients to get the details. But for the basic shapes, this should be fine. And a little bit of that. A little bit of this brown color. And then I'm going to hit it with my water brush. So I'm painting on top of my sketch. And I'm forming the shape. So underpainting is I'm creating the shape. Basic shape, it's not the perfect shape. I'm not worried about the lines being nice and crisp at this point. I'm just worried right now about filling in basic area color that is going to support what I paint on top of it. That's why it's called underpainting. So when I come back and I start painting these details on top of it, the lighter colors will pop out and you'll see the detail. Alright, so I'm not getting very close to this because I'm on the same layer. I don't really want to mess up the detail right there. So alright, so we're just going to blend in the other side. Now he's going to start looking like something, because once I get this face part done, it's going to go fast. Hi, thanks. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. So I'm just underpainting these ears. I was reading a text message and all sorts of people popped in. Thank you. Hi, look at you. Keep changing your name and it's harder to recognize you right away. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Also, I'd appreciate it if you wanted to share with your followers, as I'm trying to get to be a Periscope VIP. I want to get about 200 people per scopes, and then I can apply for that. Hi, Russia. Thanks for coming. As long as you can understand me, or even if you can't understand me, if you just like watching the art, I'm glad to have you. Okay. So here's my here's my big-eared dog. Now I will be taking a little bit of artistic license on the coloring because I want it to not be so shadowy. Thank you. Alright. It's just what I do. Thanks, Alyssa. You're amazing too. Alright. So now the trick is going to be, I don't really want them to blend in, but I do. I have to see how I want to do this. I don't really have a nice clear picture of these ears, and that's the problem, is that I'm kind of drawing them from what I know about dog ears, and I'm hoping that it looks like this particular dog's ears. I'll probably just do like the basic ears, and then I'll have to go and like try to dig through some of the photos I got from his mom in my email. I didn't use a lot of them. But the inside of a dog's ear is kind of velvety. There isn't a lot of hair in there. And what I need to see is, because a lot of dogs have hair in their ears, so I need to see if Maxie has, if this is hair or white. I don't know. I'm still looking. But right now we're just forming the little cartilagey stuff. That's the technical term. The cartilagey stuff that's in his ear. I make up my own words here. You'll if you're here enough, you'll pick it up. Oh. All right. So I had the shape, and now I'm creating form, which is what every single drawing consists of. Anything you see can be broken down into a shape, and then once you get the shape, and you know, squint your eyes, look at it, you'll see basic shapes. Once you get the shape, then you can start going into the form to make it look more dimensional. So that's what I'm doing right now, is getting more, narrowing in on the structure and getting the form of the ear. And then when that's done, then you start working on the details. I'm trying to help create this lip here. Ugh, come on, messages. Thank you. Ugh. So this picture is dark, and the ears are cut off on the end. So I drew him the first time, and Maxie's mom was like, no, his ears are very pointy. They've always been super pointy since he's been a baby. And I was like, oh, okay. So I come back and draw him with pointy ears. Alright. I'm going to take my water brush, and we're just going to a little lighter than before. Maybe I'll make it a little smaller. Hear all my stupid kids in the background? Just ignore them. I think they're hyped up on Mountain Dew. Alright. Oh my god. Welcome to my life. I'm the only girl in a house full of boys. So I'm going to undo that. Close the door. I'm leaving a little bit. In a little bit I have to go feed my dogs, but I'm gonna scope until then. Alright, so let me get rid of the... Alright, I wanted to make sure I wasn't having... So then I can always come back with my eraser and crisp these lines up.
And now, the experts are closer than ever at the new Children's Hospital of Michigan, Troy. Now open, and with a 24/7 emergency room dedicated to kids. They are there when you need them most. See the experts at childrensdnc.org.
Digital art, your eraser will be one of your favorite tools ever. Too much eraser. And the undo button. I think the ears are going to be mostly just to help me place it in there. They're not going to be finished yet because I have to look at some better pictures of his ears, I think. Unfortunately. I can blend it in a little bit though. Here's his ear canal, so it's going to be really dark in there. Hi, Cosmo. So these are all on the same layer, so it's going to slowly blend into what's going on down here. Okay, so this flap of the ear kind of comes like from this. I'll show you because we're going to do a little white line. Not that it's going to stay white. It's just more or less for me to see where the edges are, and I will draw over it later. So this little ear comes like this, and then it comes up into these ridges here. Now I can't see that in the picture. I just know this from dog's ears, okay? And then this little spot here sticks up. It has like that little fuzzy stuff in there. So this hair is going to come up sort of in there, but not really. It's kind of just like brushed in over it. And it's not all going to be... So I'm just doing little flicks to get those more natural look. Just flick it in a couple different ways, and some are long and some are short. And this is, it's like a velvet. It has a little bit of hair on it, but it doesn't have a lot. So it's going to be more blended. Now, this is an 8.5 by 11, so yes, some of this detail is probably really stupid and a lot of waste of time. But the thing is when I sell a commissioned portrait, the person not only gets the 8.5 by 11 on the paper, they also get the high resolution JPEG. So at some point, they might want to go and have it printed on their own on a 16 by 20 or something. And if they do that, I want all the details to still look good at a larger size. So it's not, I'm not just always thinking about where I'm at right now, but like what the future might be. So, I mean, what they might want to use it for. And I know a lot of artists don't do that. But I figure it's your dog, you own the picture. So now if we step back, you see how that little flap, it's not going to be that white when I'm done. It's just helping create the form. That's a little too far. Don't be afraid, I don't do. Alright, because you know this stuff in here is going to come up. So it's blue. I need to make it really dark, just really dark right here for his ear canal. And then we take a lighter shade, and when you flick the lighter shade of hair over it, it helps create the dimension. Okay. Be afraid. Okay. So I'm going to start wrapping this hair up onto this edge of the ear. I think I want it that black. Let's go for more of a dark gray. Yes, I'm in Michigan. How are you? Are you in Michigan? I'm sorry, I was concentrating on the ears, so if you tried to get me before and I ignored you, please don't take it personally. Oh, I hate that. It's like nobody's here for a while and I'm like, or they're really quiet. And then somebody will say something and I feel bad like I ignored them. Grand Rapids. Oh, I am downriver. I'm down the river. About it. Yes, I do have dogs. Do you want to see? I have a drawing of my dogs. Hang on. This is not my dog. This is a big dog. Actually, I want to save this really quick anyway, so that was a good reminder. Thank you. Good reminder to save it. When you're doing digital work, you always have to remember to save. If you don't, you can get very frustrated really fast. And oh, there's a drawing of my two dogs. Those are my dogs. It's my screensaver. Let me see if I can find them. There they are. It's Chewy and Coco. It's actually almost time to leave, so yeah, I'm going to do this really quick and then I'll show you, because if you see where they're at. Alright, so if you haven't been here before, I'm Kathy Grillo of Kathy Grillo Designs. Please follow me, especially on Facebook and Instagram. You'll be able to see all my work when it's finished and in progress. On my Facebook page, I do little behind-the-scenes things and all that stuff. So I hope to hear from you soon. So let's take a little studio trip here. I have the light off, and it's kind of dark, but I'm going to go turn it on and show you. Can you see them? You guys, what are you doing? They're being all sleepy. Come here. It's time for dinner. That's why it's time to stop. They're just waiting for me to be done. You're just waiting for me to be done. Your hair's a mess from playing around outside. This is Coco. And this is Chewy. Little buggers. They're sleeping under my desk there. That's what they do. In the studio, under the desk in the studio. But that's them right there. Thanks. That's them right there. And it is time for dinner. So I'm going to end the scope, but I might be back later because the husband got called into work today. You never know. Oh, okay. Talk to you later.